Hi, I'm Wendy Horton. I'm the Executive Director of Community Foundation Insights. CF Insights is an initiative of the Community Foundation's leadership team of the Council on Foundations, and CF Insights is housed at FSG Social Impact Advisors, a nonprofit strategy consulting firm that has a long history with community foundations. Today we'd like to talk a little bit about how the Boston Foundation has worked with CF Insights. Our mission is to enable community foundations to make more informed decisions about their operating model in order to achieve sustainability and ultimately to affect community impact. With that, I'd like to turn it over to Ruben Orduña, who's the Vice President for Development at the Boston Foundation. He's going to talk to you about how they have used the background that Community Foundation Insights has and how we've worked with them to help them manage their new operating model.
The Boston Foundation was established in 1915. We have assets of around $900 million or so. Last year we gave away around $90 million and raised $113 million. We have approximately 900 individual funds. About 30% of our assets are in donor-advised funds. Something like 40% is in discretionary money, and then the rest is in designated funds. When Paul Grogan came to the foundation 8 years ago, one of the first things he wanted to do was to have a better understanding of what the business of the Community Foundation was about, in particular the Donor Advised Fund program. Shortly after, we undertook a study to look at the Donor Advised Fund business to see how we might be able to improve the efficiency of the program, making it more cost effective and really more effective for our donors in general. As a result of the study, we made 3 significant changes. The first is that we eliminated a lot of the redundancies in the Donor Advised Fund program. Secondly is we decided to take apart the new business side of the Donor Advised Fund work from the stewardship piece, allowing 2 groups now to focus on each one of those activities. And then the third piece is that we decided to launch the Civic Leadership Fund as a way to support the work that the foundation was doing in the community.
So this is the story that Hope and Ruben were telling us about and where they were today. They wanted to take a look at how far they'd come from the study done in 2002 to see what kind of improvements were made. So they had this great benchmark to start with, and now we were going to work with them to further investigate what's happened with those 3 items that Ruben mentioned. So I'd like to have Hope Groves, the Chief Financial Officer of the Boston Foundation, talk to you about her take on what the outcomes were of the cost revenue analysis.
The follow-up study that we did with CF Insights showed us that we have a much more sustainable business model. The results were that we first were able to cover all of our fee-based products, cover our non-fee-based products. We generated an $800,000 surplus that we were able to put back into our grant making, and we raised over $1 million for our civic leadership activities. The data that we got from the cost revenue study was really rich and deep, and it enables us to continue to look at our fee structure and make some decisions going forward. And we're also able to use CF Insights benchmarking tools so that we can look at how we match up to our peers. We can choose peer groups that are very similar to our foundation, and we can see where we are compared to those people.
One of the things that made the process work so smoothly for us is the level of support that we received from CF Insights staff. They were very helpful in terms of answering questions and getting back to us quickly with analysis, and it really made the whole cost revenue study just work a lot more efficiently for us. You know, there's also a great benefit that we saw from the field perspective in terms of having a program like CF Insight, in the sense that the more organizations that participate and feed their results and data to CF Insight, the richer the data is going to be available to, for all of us to be able to make informed decisions about our organizations.
So as you've heard from Hope and Ruben about their experience doing a cost revenue analysis with CF Insights, I'd like to also mention two other major products that CF Insights provides to the field. The second product, besides cost revenue, the second product is an online benchmarking database of operational and financial data that foundations can use to benchmark against one another on over 60 different characteristics that they can pull out for peer selection. It's a really exciting program. I encourage you to look at it at cfinsights.org. And finally, the last product we offer is customized analysis for community foundations. And Cincinnati, the Greater Cincinnati Foundation, is one example of that. So to wrap up, I'd like to say that it was incredibly exciting for CF Insights to work with the Boston Foundation and to see data-driven decisions in action that produce a great sustainable model and, as you all know, affect community leadership. Thanks very much.